Hello, welcome to CPS WebTips. We are doing a new format in 2021 where we are trying to produce more content. We know that with Evolve coming out, there's just a tremendous amount of information that we want to share with users. So we're trying to create more content, and because of that, we are going to go with some shorter, more specific videos that hopefully you find very useful. So this is the first attempt at that, and we hope you enjoy it. You're welcome to give your feedback. So today is January 20, 2021, and my name is Mark Polensky. I'm a senior process developer. Today we're going to be talking about promoted fields in Evolve. A promoted field is an information field that has been made available to view outside the form view. Examples include SAP return messages and useful fields that help identify the scenario being run. I can show some examples here. So this is in the old Composer, and standard promoted fields would include things like title, when it was created, modified, who it was created by. Then you can put whatever other fields that you would like to do. In this case, they have customer name, address information, status. You see an SAP message when it's being run into SAP, and whatever's returned could be promoted. So it's very useful to see that, okay, this one's been created. It's easy to scan down the list of tasks and identify where you are in the process this way. So promoted fields are very useful. So that's how they're used in Composer, and they can be used in a similar way with Evolve. Setting them up's a little bit, well, setting them up's the same, but there's a few tricks and nuances to it that we've learned in version 20.0 and 20.1. So let's take a look at that. So I've created a very simple solution here. It has, just so you see the workflow, it originates, and then an activity will bring up the original view again so that I can just demonstrate very quickly. And I've created a practice group with a couple fields in it. So we have set cost center and storage location. And if you remember, it's very easy to promote these fields. You can simply click on them here and go to properties. And there's a promote to solution field. So in this case, I'm going to do cost center. One thing to note with promoted fields in Evolve is that you can't have spaces in them. So you either use an underscore or the camel case. We'll go over here to the promote to solution field. And I wanted you to see as well, when I hop out here, currently looking at activity, this will make more sense once I deploy it again. They're not currently available, those two. I just want you to be able to see where they go once we've promoted them. I click the solution tab here and deploy. That will launch the form with the two fields being promoted. In this case, I will just default some information. In a real scenario that we did with clients, I imagine that we would have these tied to drop-down fields that, would filter and whatever, so we'd have accurate information. In this case, I'm not being that specific, so I'll just save and route this. And when we click up here, we will go to the tasks. And the default is you don't actually see the promoted fields, but there's this little icon over here, and you can see, whoop, there we go. We got cost underscore center and storage underscore location, so that information has become available. Another way you can place that these promoted fields become available will be underneath the documents. And again, you see them here, but also if I click in here and I go to process history and we expand that, you're going to see some other promoted fields here. We've got review date, comment, status. And the reason I wanted to bring up the status here is because that was a field that I used to promote for clients in Composer. I just called it status, and I would set the status field basically as a helper field almost. And depending on what the status was, if it, was in process, I would have different things happen to it. In this case, the status field is an existing promoted field, so you don't want to use that. But if you do want to see the fields that you've promoted, it's very easy. Come in here and you can toggle this on and off depending on the amount of space, because there were dozens of promoted fields and it can take up a bunch of space, real estate, and maybe you don't want it to take up that much space, so you can just with Evolve easily make those hidden so you don't see them. So again, we've seen how they were used in Composer, how they're created in Evolve. We went ahead and created the two of them. Very easy, same process. And where can you find them? So we're done with this portion of it, but there's, along with the promoted fields in Evolve, there's a couple things to be aware of. The standard names, for example, status. You can't reuse status. You'll have create some problems. So let me demonstrate that. First of all, when you're in the Solutions tab of Evolve, you can scroll down here and you can see the solution fields. These are what we used to call promoted fields. You can see the cost center I created, the created by, the created date, and again, the status. So in this example here, suppose I was going to create a new field. I was going to call it F status. And I'll just go ahead and create that and I'll drag it on the screen. And suppose I wanted to set the property to status, the promoted field. I just wanted to demonstrate what happens. It lets you know that the field name already exists in the system. Now this is because our version that I'm working on is 20.1. When I was working in 20.0 with customers, it wasn't quite as helpful. In fact, it would let you create this and then it would cause problems downstream. So Winshuttle's made some improvements with this in version 20.1 where you can't even rename the status. So in this case, I could just go and get rid of that message, and it should happily accept that. No spaces allowed. I use underscores, so I do cost underscore center. And then if promoted names are changed, be sure to clean up the outdated names. So let's demonstrate that very quickly. I go over here to the Solution tab. I'm going to see the promoted fields that I have so far. We have cost center, status ID, there's the status and status ID, and storage location, all of which I've made. Let's hop over here to the storage location, and we are going to change that, and we are going to make this underscore 1234. And we're going to go over. You'll then see we have storage location, the old one, and storage location underscore 1234. If I were to deploy this, And we'll go over here on tasks, push this. You, again, see the storage location and storage location 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I noticed when I was developing that sometimes I just mistype, and I would do storage location underscore 1, 2, 3, 4 and go, whoops, I didn't want that. I wanted storage location, whatever. And very quickly, I fixed it when I caught it. And sometimes I would have many storage locations out here, and it's just taking up real estate and wasting. It's useless information. I won't be filling those out anymore. So let me show you how to clean that up. We go out back to Evolve, and it's very easy. We're under the solution tabs. And just over here on the right, we have the general information here. I just go down to the ones I don't want. And in this case, I am going to clean up. Let's just say the storage location 1, 2, 3, 4 was the problem. I'll delete it. And you might have several of these. You might have, missing the A or whatever. Just go through and clean those up. They're just going to take up space, and they don't help the end user at all. And then once you deploy it again, I'd also like to point out the fact that Evolve is super fast. This looks slow because I am at home and several of my kids are doing remote learning. So we're taxing the internet. So it's behaving a little bit slower, but Evolve is fantastic. It's very, very fast. And if I refresh here, I'm going to see again the storage location of 1, 2, 3, 4 has disappeared, and I'm back to this. So this is very easy to use, very easy to clean up. Again, watch out for the standard names. You can find those listed under, I'll demonstrate that one more time. The solution fields here. It comes with a whole bunch of defaulted ones. You won't want to use runner ID, status, title. Those all exist. You'll have problems if you try to recreate promoted field, or as in Evolve, it's called a solution field. Don't use spaces. If you create promoted names that aren't necessary, go back and clean those up. It's very easy to use. And that is this month's very quick and specific web tips. We hope you enjoyed it and hope you found some value in it. If you have questions, please reach out to us at clearprocesssolutions.com. That's our website, and our email is info@clearprocesssolutions.com. We are helping dozens of customers convert from their existing Composer over to Evolve, and we find we've gotten really good at it. We've put the pain in and done our due diligence. We're getting really good at it. If you need help, reach out to us. We'd love to become a partner.